And we are live. Welcome to the meeting of Senate Rules Committee. It's May 4th. We have a number of bills sitting in Senate Rules, and we have the Chair of Government Operations, Senator White, with us today, and the Chair of Judiciary, Senator Dick Sears, also. I believe, Senator White, you are here to ask for some charter changes, some bills related to charter changes to be released. Are there other bills as well in rules that you're? I've got H140 dealing with charter of Williston and H361 charter of Brattleboro, and H445 charter of the town of Underhill.
Oh, I thought we had that one released last week, but okay.
We may have, actually.
Okay. I think that's all that's there, right?
Yes, exactly.
And you can release them. I'm not sure we'll get to them this year, particularly Brattleboro, I'm sorry to say, because that I think is a little more controversial. But you can release them and they'll be on the wall. I haven't read Williston yet, so I don't know if it's controversial or not. And we will get to it if we can. I will say that I do not believe we'll get to Brattleboro this year. So whether you keep it or release it is up to you.
Okay, so for those of you who may not be familiar, the charter change for Brattleboro deals with voting for, I believe, 16 and 17-year-olds. Is that right? Yes. On town measures. Yeah. On town measures. Okay. So at this time, Senator White, how about we move to release H140? Mm-hmm. If you believe you do not have time to take testimony adequately on H361, then I would say to keep it in rules at this time.
That sounds good. Yeah.
And so people who are watching, if this is your first time tuning into Senate Rules, know that all bills that are in Senate Rules in the first year of the biennium automatically get released when we convene for the next session. So that would automatically go into government operations. And it sounds like we have a commitment from the chair to take up that charter, that more complicated charter at that time. So yeah. I'm looking for a motion to release H140 from the Senate Rules Committee. Is that a motion, Senator Clarkson?
It's a question.
Question, yes.
The question is, I thought there were two. There was Underhill and...
We believe H445, my mistake, was released the last time. Underhill was released.
I just want to make sure both of those, I think we can do both of those quickly. So
we have Underhill has already been released to us and we have it on the schedule already.
Wonderful. Right. My mistake. One moment. Senator Mazza, did you also have a question?
Oh, I'm just going to move it.
Just going to move it. Okay, great. So moved. At this time, if there are no further questions or comments, I will call the roll. Senator Brock?
Yes.
Senator Mazza?
Yes.
Senator Hooker?
Yes.
Senator Clarkson?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Vote is 5-0 to release H140, the Charter of Williston, out of the Senate Rules Committee and will then be sent to Government Operations. Thank you, Senator White.
Thank you very much.
Next on the agenda is Senator from Bennington, Chair of Judiciary, Senator Sears, here to, I believe, ask for the release of H225.
Yes, I am. We've taken some initial testimony on the bill jointly with the Health and Welfare Committee. Tentatively, I would say there is general support within the Senate Judiciary Committee. We would be making 3 changes to the bill. But in the interim, after we had our hearing, we heard from the state's attorney in Grand Isle County that he had actually charged somebody with possession of buprenorphine in order to get them into treatment. So there was also a DUI involved with that particular case. So I think he could still have charged them anyway because it was a drunk driving case. we'll check into that a little bit when we get back to the bill, but the testimony is fairly compelling that we should probably do this year, given the opioid crisis and what, the resolution we had this morning on the floor.
Senator Sears, I apologize. The last few sentences, we lost the.
Sorry, the resolution we had on the floor this morning leads me to believe that we should be doing this bill this year. I hope in the future I would get better response from the Judiciary Committee in the House and the Health and Welfare Committee over there that they were planning on moving the bill. I had no idea it was coming.
Thank you, Senator.
By complete surprise.
I understand. It was a surprise to me as well. Senator Brock.
Oh, we just lost you, Rand.
There we go.
Really just a question as to whether or not the committee has sufficient time to explore some of the issues raised by the Grand Isle State's attorney, who also copied me on his document of concern. And the concern essentially was that this particular drug, in one case that he cited, specifically involved an individual who was high on that particular drug and was involved in a DUI situation as a result of it. And the concern that this drug in the hands of the public unsupervised could result in other kinds of similar situations that could endanger the public. And so my question basically is, if we were to release the bill so that it could be taken up this year, is there sufficient time to conduct to obtain the kind of testimony necessary to ascertain whether or not this does represent a public safety risk?
Yeah, frankly, it's happening whether we like it or not. And state's attorneys, 3 state's attorneys testified they're no longer prosecuting this case. And, they range from some of our most liberal, I'm going to use the term liberal conservative here, but it may not fit. But I certainly think Erica Mathis down here in Bennington County doesn't take drug cases lightly. She's not prosecuting them. Sarah George in Chittenden County, the state's attorney in Windham County, in Addison County is not. And I think given that this, I'm happy to hear from the state's attorney in Grand Isle. I think we'll have time to do that. But given what I've heard about the current status, we're actually just affirming what's already going on in most cases.
And Senator Sears, I know that you have not formally voted on this bill in your committee. Obviously,
Right.
We've had possession of the bill. I wonder if it would be useful to the Rules Committee to hear what are some of the changes that you're entertaining.
Well, one change is the House bill says that that the bill is decriminalization of buprenorphine, which in fact it's actually not. It's just we're not going to punish anyone for possession of a small amount, which is a 2-week, basically 1 to 2 week amount. So we clarify that it's not decriminalization. Decriminalization would require a civil ticket. So that's one change. The other change is to make it effective on passage. The House bill makes it effective on July 1, and we felt, given the testimony from the 3 states' attorneys we've heard some so far, as well as folks in the recovery community, that it's better to make it effective on passage. There was a lot of testimony regarding the value of the legislature okaying buprenorphine. Many people have a stigma, feel there's a stigma attached to it, as a medically assisted treatment drug. And so that's the other change. And then the third change was to have a sunset in 2 years so that we can examine whether or not this is actually good policy. And perhaps there are problems with it. And that would force the legislature to review the policy of having no penalties. for people over 21. People from 18 to 21 would still go through a diversion program, and those under 18 it would be a delinquent act.
Thank you, Senator. Other questions or comments? Senator Clarkson?
I'd move that we release H225.
Senator Clarkson has made a motion to move H225. Any more questions or comments before I call the roll? Senator Clarkson?
Yes.
Senator Hooker?
Yes.
Senator Brock?
Yes.
Senator Mazza?
Yes.
Chair votes in the affirmative. Vote is 5-0. We have released H225 to the Committee on Judiciary. And I will just thank you, Senator. And as the chair's prerogative, I just want to say, I know that it is a very difficult issue for all of us for a lot of reasons. And I understand the constraints of the timeline that we are under. And I just want to personally thank Chair of Judiciary and the Chair of Health and Welfare for taking a look at this and arriving at what appears to be a good compromise on the sunset that allows us to move forward with this with caution and due diligence. And I very much appreciate that. So this concludes, I would like a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you, Senator Mazza. All those in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Show of hands, aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you so much. Have a good day, everyone. Meeting is adjourned.
Thank